And as we continue with the service, I wish first to invite Judy Kibaki to read the eulogy.
The life and times of Her Excellency, Mrs. Lucy Muthoni Kibaki. The late notable poet Maya Angelou once famously avowed that my mission in life is not merely to survive but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. In this respect, Maya could well have spoken for, about, and of the dear departed former First Lady, Her Excellency Lucy Muthoni Kibaki. Lucy Muthoni Kibaki, born Lucy Muthoni Kagai, has bowed out of this earthly abode with distinction in what she did, believed in, and stood for. She has, no doubt, journeyed through a life favored by uncommon privilege and blessings. Yet, at no time did she abandon her strong convictions, devotion to causes she set her mind on, or her instinctive motherly compassion. She, unlike many important people, thrived without letting her inborn yet hardly flaunted empathy get blunted by the all too common lure of fame and fortune. In the course of her life, she has provoked men and women in their numbers to reflect upon the place of personal choices, attitudes, and worldviews in the pursuit of recognition or destiny. In retrospect, the former First Lady has also nudged us to think about how style, station, and substance, especially among those in the public eye, constantly affect how we live, view ourselves, and perceive others. Most certainly, Mama Lucy has made her mark, and indeed appended a perennial and indelible signature to the story of the makings of modern-day Kenya. The weight and relevance of her contribution have secured her firm anchorage in our collective memory now and for generations to come. Clearly, we mourn the demise of an extraordinary woman, a woman of conviction and substance in equal measure. Mama Lucy was a loyal daughter, a dedicated wife, a devoted mother, cherished grandmother, true friend, and a patriotic Kenyan. To borrow from Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream, the late Lucy Kibaki, though an urbane and well-exposed, still owed her outlook to a traceable local habitation and name. First things first. Her Excellency, the late Mama Lucy Muthoni Kibaki, was born on October 26, 1934, at Tumutumu Mission Hospital, Nyeri County. Lucy was one of 10 children born to the late Reverend John Kagai, a pioneer Presbyterian Church of East Africa minister, and the late Rose Nyashomba Kagai. Tumutumu, as was Gikondi of the recently beatified Sister Nyaba fame in Mukurweini, was one of the bastions of far-reaching Christian influence in a largely traditional society. The late Lucy Kibaki was enrolled at Mihuti Primary School at a point in time when very few children, let alone girls, attended school. The novelty of joining formal schooling back then was a preserve of the exposed, the so-called abomi, among them church ministers, clerks, and teachers. After Mihuti, Mama Lucy and her sister Victoria Wamboi joined Tumutumu Missionary School. From there, the late Mama Lucy Kibaki proceeded to Alliance Girls High School in Kiambu County, then as now the envy of every aspiring secondary school student in Kenya. After her high school education, Her Excellency trained as a teacher at Kambui Teachers College in Kiambu County. Upon qualifying, Mrs. Kibaki taught at Kangaru Girls School before joining her alma mater, Kambui Teachers College, this time as a tutor. Today, her proteges, back then in their adolescence and young adulthood, glowingly applaud late Lucy Kibaki as a towering role model and mentor. In the true once a teacher, always a teacher spirit, Lucy Kibaki's predisposition for nurturing the youth did not wane even after she quit teaching. Indeed, this was apparent during her tenure and involvement with the Kenya Girl Guides Association, Starehe Girls School, and the education of several needy children. The late Lucy Muthoni met His Excellency Honorable Mwai Kibaki in 1960. He was then a lecturer at Makerere University in Kampala, Uganda. The two were married on December 16, 1961. His Excellency Honorable Mwai Kibaki and Mama Lucy became parents and were blessed with 4 children and 7 grandchildren. At this time, Honorable Kibaki had already given up his job at Makerere to become the Kenya African National Union Executive Officer. This was a very momentous period in Kenya's history. It is the period during which the founding fathers of modern-day Kenya were busy building the pillars of an eminent independent state. After her marriage, Lucy initiated various retail business ventures, besides undertaking farming in Nyeri and Nakuru. She gave up working to be a full-time mother and devoted most of those early days bringing up her family of 4 children. She was the bedrock of the family as her husband got immersed in the struggle to set Kenya free from colonial domination and thereafter to stand on its feet. Family was Lucy Kibaki's foremost priority. True to her own strong Christian parentage, she taught her children strong Christian values. Looking back, an imperceptive newlywed, and more so a young career woman, would most likely have felt shortchanged if caught in such intense dynamics, demanding loads of personal time and space of a husband. However, Lucy Kibaki, certainly buoyed by foresight and fortitude, looked far beyond prevailing circumstances and chose to serve as a pillar of support and encouragement to a man whose time and intellect were critical resources in a crucial transition in Kenya's history. Several other transitions were to happen throughout the public life of her husband, spanning 60-odd years, including ascending and descending from the vice presidency. All through, Lucy was more than a silent witness. She was a constant reminder of the genesis of His Excellency Mwai Kibaki's career in public service and the detours thereafter. For most of His Excellency Mwai Kibaki's occupancy at State House, Lucy unwaveringly set standards and occasionally defended her values on matters of order and decorum. An outspoken and keen voice against social injustice, the late Lucy Kibaki expressed her mind with unmistakable clarity and a sense of purpose. Her sense of standards was uncontested. Never once did she entertain hypocrisy. She was true to herself. The late Lucy Kibaki's love for children and young people in general is an open secret. To the few she would confide in, most of her charity work was done away from the glare of the media. In her demise, hardly a fortnight on, the record of her charitable work and deeds of compassion are coming to the fore. Unbeknown to many, Mama Lucy's offhand generosity came to the rescue of many whose woes were brought to her notice. She educated a number of her nieces and nephews and was always there for the extended family whenever help was needed. Mama Lucy's abiding love will be missed by her husband, His Excellency Honorable Mwai Kibaki, her children, that's myself, Judith Wanjiko, Jimmy Kibaki, David Kagai, and Anthony Kevenji. Her daughters-in-law will also miss her, Mrs. Cheryl Vienna Kibaki, Mrs. Grace Wamboi Kagai, and Mrs. Eda Gumo Kevenji. They will forever cherish her, as will her loving grandchildren, Joy Marie, Ryan Mwai, Christina Muthoni, Giorgio Mwai, Jeremy Mwai, Annalise Muthoni, and Leah Rose Muthoni. Death has snatched a dedicated matriarch. a fighter for the less privileged and a candid defender of human dignity. May Her Excellency Mama Lucy Kibaki rest in eternal peace.